Awesome. Okay, we're recording. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? That was an interesting first session last week, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Man. I know like month-long and year-long programs that don't cover that much stuff, that deep, let alone that fast. So I'm feeling a couple things right now to share. The first one is we're going to be really fucking human here. Okay? We're all infinite, unlimited beings. So it's totally cool to be totally human if we're willing. And there's going to be a lot of vulnerability. If everybody plays full out, definitely going to be a lot of crying, a lot of laughing, probably poo-poo jokes. And most of all, transformation leading to liberation. So 100% due to my screw up. Renita was not on last week. So everybody, blow her a kiss and say howdy to Renita. So glad she's with us. She was one that was in the last Freedom7 program. So she and Andrea and Rosemary, all three were in the last program. So just imagine doing this twice. Ooh. Or as some will do 3 or 4 times, because it gets deeper every time. I got you, Andrea. Andrea will actually be joining next week's session from here in Hawaii with us. How cool is that? Yeah, she's coming out for the 4 days. So, I feel to share a couple things on this vulnerability piece and on the like really waking up and being totally transformed all the way into liberation piece. You know, what we're doing here is not normal. It ain't normal. It's very natural. It ain't normal. And the amount of weirdness, the amount of intensity that can occur on these sessions it can be huge. It can be intense. And we're all taught to be so bullshit positive, you know, us spiritual people. So bullshit positive. We can't let on that there's anything that we're suffering with, because then we wouldn't be spiritual. You know, and oh my God, to do this in front of other people, like, no, everything has to be perfect. No fucking way, man. No fucking way. I am still experiencing humanness. More than likely, before this session's over, I'm going to have to pee really bad. I'm going to be standing here going, do I stay or do I squeeze my legs together? You know? There's something really valuable about saying the things that everybody knows we're not supposed to say. Anybody ever notice the tendency that I have to do that, to say the shit that everybody knows we're not, like I just did about having to pee, right? It's not couth. That's not classy. Fuck you. What are you talking? Where'd you get that idea from? What classy couth? You don't pee. Gotcha. Bad words. You know those bad words. I want to say those bad words. Fuck that. So in a way, we're here in Freedom7, in a way, we're here to do what we ain't supposed to do. I'm not talking about bombing, other people or countries, or talking bad about other races or species. I'm just talking about fuck the rules and focusing on what I really want to experience and moving in that direction and finding out what happens. And being really transparent in the process. Has anyone ever felt that by watching my crazy ass, or someone like me, that you felt a little more freedom to be your own crazy ass? Has anybody ever felt that? Any of you guys? Okay, then I'm doing my job. I view my role as I choose it and as I feel it is to help people to be free by being free myself, and to give people permission to be genuine by just being ridiculously genuine. So I don't come on any of these sessions with really that much of a plan, or, oh, I'm supposed to do, no. I hardly ever know what the hell I'm going to say when I start a session. Almost never. You guys might think I'm kidding, but I'm telling you, if I got a phone call tomorrow and someone said, listen, we have an audience of 3 million people online and 500,000 people at this stadium, and Deepak and Tony Robbins and Eckhart Tolle couldn't come, and like, we need would you come and, do the 3-day event starting tomorrow or starting next month? I wouldn't spend 3 seconds preparing for it. I wouldn't. I'd walk out and I'd look at everybody and I'd be me for a couple minutes, and I'd feel what there was to say, and I would say it. Like, I don't have any idea why I'm being compelled to and impelled to say what I'm saying right now. I have no idea, but I see a couple people nodding, so I know that it's connecting in some way for somebody. How awesome is that? What if we let that be enough? What if that was actually what life is and could be and can be? Okay, so I'm going to follow that thread a little bit further. Something that I'm not a Christian, obviously. I'll say that several times. I'm not a Buddhist or an Ian or a ist or a blah, 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 any of that shit. And cool shit is cool shit no matter where you find it. And there's just something I really love in the Bible that I find it so valuable and so powerful. Have you ever felt, or is anyone right now feeling? I'll judge by your response after I ask the question. I'll know who this is for. I'm sure it's for everybody. It's just somebody's probably more for right now. Have you ever felt like there was something you were going to have to address, and you kind of wondered, how will I address that when I get to it? How am I going to talk about this to that person or whatever, right? So there's this really amazing thing in the Bible, in the Old Testament, where Moses was being told to all the children of God were in slavery in Egypt to the Pharaoh, building pyramids and shit. And finally, one day, Moses couldn't take it anymore. He ends up meeting God. In other words, he shut the fuck up and listened to what was bigger than what he normally listened to himself. And he was told, go tell Pharaoh, let the people go. And he went, you guys familiar with this at all? Anybody familiar? Okay. Oh, awesome. And so he was told, go and tell Pharaoh, the most powerful person on the planet who's sure that he is God, go tell him, hey, let those millions of slaves go right now. And he said, who the hell am I? And what am I going to say when I get there? And God All right, lay all the religious ideas down. I'm not telling you how to interpret this. I'm telling you how I see it, and you can try it on and see how you feel about it. A man, a human being, saw something happening in his world. He's focused on what he wants to experience, doing his thing, and he sees something and he gets inspiration that tells him, go do this thing. And he said, what will I say when I get there? And God said, why are you wondering now what you'll say then? Don't you know you'll be just as much me with you then when you get there as you are now while you're thinking about it? Don't you know, Lauren? Don't you know that when you get into that moment that you're concerned about, you'll still be an infinite, unlimited being in a state of infinite possibilities? It doesn't matter who the phone call was from that you're going to return. It doesn't matter that he said, honey, we have to talk. It doesn't matter that you just got the x-rays. It doesn't matter that it doesn't matter that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't materialize. It doesn't, there's no solidity. There's no stability or solidity or perpetuation except what we think and believe we know. So when you find yourself now in this moment, you're in a state of infinite possibilities, infinite energy with the infinite ability to become anything in the next septillionth of a second. And when you have that thing that you think you're going to have to deal with tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, you'll be an infinite, unlimited being of energy in a state of infinite possibilities where anything can change in the next septillionth of a second. But Brian, I don't know, so much water under the bridge in our relationship. So, too much, you can't put spilled milk back in the bottle. It don't matter if you took 472,000 left turns. Going downhill when you were supposed to go right uphill one turn. Doesn't matter. You're still in a state of infinite possibilities. You can't fuck up. You've never made any mistakes. You don't have any stack of wrongs that you're going to have to work your way through before you can get to what you... Holy shit. That ain't what they told me in Sunday school or home or college or church. Would you be willing to breathe deeply enough to let this go past here and down in, all the way down? Only a couple dudes here, me and my bro Rich, all the way down to your balls, and ladies, all the way down to your ovaries. We are all adults here, aren't we? Or shock anybody. Oops, you don't have those. Okay. Breathe deep enough to let that in. I cannot make a wrong turn. I cannot go so far off track that I can't get back on track, technically. In fact, I can't get off track. And it doesn't matter how long you've been feeling stuck or where you feel stuck. It doesn't matter. Well, Brian, you don't know, been 47 years on this issue for me. I don't give a shit now, right now. Now, there might be 3 or 4 350-pound dudes to get off of that issue, but doesn't matter. That can all happen right now, too. And that's the good news for today. But it's so much more than news. Like, just like let it in. That's the truth. Infinite possibilities every septillionth of a second. The whole universe. No matter whether you go down into an atom of gold or silver or hydrogen or helium or poop or diamonds. When you go down below the subatomic level, there's nothing physical there. It's just light blinking in and out of existence. Energy on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off at its particular frequency. So we're going to go off and learn how to raise our vibration. No. Not necessary. Another needless distraction. I'm just going to realize infinite possibilities right fucking now. Always now. No matter what. Stacy and I communicated. She's by no means the only one here that this is true of. Stacy and I communicated right at the very beginning. She's like, dude, I have done every spiritual. I've been around that block many times. And there was a little bit, if I may say, because I'm going to, a little bit of almost hopelessness in that feeling of I've like, come on, I know, and this shit still is not working for me. What am I missing? Is it me? Is there anybody here that hasn't felt that? At some point, like, no. So guess what? That means that right now, while we're having this conversation, there's some part of us that still feels that way. I can see it in some eyes right now. So our mission is to let this get beyond the theoretical. We've heard some of this shit before, guys. I'm not exactly spouting only brand new, unique Brianisms. So that is why what I advocate as the most powerful tool yet to date is these quantum questions. Oh, got a couple quick nods on that one. Man, we're talking magic here, okay? I use them more and more every week in my own life, more and more and more. And I actually, now I see where, I had no idea why I was saying anything I was saying. It's starting to come together now, though. This is very cool. Just bear with me while I have my own, oh, okay, that's what I'm doing. So when I started this session, I didn't make myself a quick note so that my train of thought doesn't totally derail. All right, thank you for humoring me. I'm focused on giving you guys everything I can possibly give you is why that happens. All right. When the session started, I was on a team meeting until about 3 minutes till the hour. And I ran and peed, which I had to do for about 45 minutes. There's that pee theme again for today. And then I went through and hugged my crew really fast, and I ran over here and started the session. So no idea where I was going to start, what I was going to say. And then the minute it started, oh, that. And here's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling to reorder the content of what I do with people, to reorder it in a very different order for this Freedom 7 than what I've been doing in my 4 days, and different than what I did in the last Freedom 7. So I'm going to move some of the stuff that I always do near the end. I'm going to move that to near the beginning. Okay? What if it doesn't work? What if we fuck up? No chance. No chance. I have done what I do with no plan for 6 years now, and you guys have seen some of the testimonials, and you've been some of the testimonials. So just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. And be grateful to Renita and Andrea and Rosemary for for being in the first Freedom7 and all the magic that they co-facilitated that makes this one what it's going to be. Okay. Now I have a big important question for you guys. I am going to give you all these sessions from the first Freedom7. I just now felt that. Now, it's not that big of a gift to Andre and Renita and Rosemary because they have them. Okay. But I'm going to give them to everybody. Okay. So, you know, you guys can give a kiss and a hug and mail a cookie to those three if you want to. However, I have a really big question here. And that is, would you guys rather that I have something I want to bring up right now and go through and share as the next step for all of you. I cover it over the course of 3 sessions, the last 3 sessions of the previous Freedom7 program. And it has to do with self-love and applying some quantum question technology to self-love. Here's the thing. There's value in me teaching some of it now. Well, there's actually value in me teaching all of it with you guys over the next 2 sessions. And there's value in me teaching some of it as I feel inspired. And there's potential value in me letting you guys get it all from those sessions. And we get to cover a whole lot more here because you're going to go absorb that from those. You guys following me? Yeah? So understand, though, there's a little bit of a, quote, load involved because that's 3 roughly 2-hour sessions. Not everybody has 20 free hours a day, and I totally get that. I know you guys are a little bit more serious or a lot more serious than the average self-help junkie, and that you're going to do what's necessary. You're in this program. You're serious about it. So who could devote 6 hours to viewing and another maybe hour to doing between now and the next session? Who could do that? Let's just get a show of hands. Who actually has the bandwidth? Holy shit. And it won't be that much for you, Andrea. You're going to be here and you have those sessions already. Okay, so you know what? With that said, you guys can do that. Listen to me. Do it. The last 3 sessions of Freedom7. Let me grab the link for you right now. But you know what? I'm not going to do that because I don't want to throw the recording off. So here's the deal. You guys remind me after this session, and I'll give you the link to those. And what I want to encourage you to do is watch the last 3 sessions, pen and journal in hand, and ready to really implement. And what you're going to do is the most powerful by far self-love system that it's beyond anything I've ever seen. And I've been seeking out ever since I heard a couple years ago that self-love was everything. I started looking for people to teach it. I heard people talking about it, but yeah, so okay, well, fuck, I'll put it together. So then I took everything that I had learned from the very, very, very best. I totally came from level 5 and I created this approach where you're basically going to evolve 10 million years worth of evolution over the course of several hours. Now, the thing is, though, it's really up to you how much of that you let in. Just like as a moment ago, I was saying, everybody breathe deep. Everybody breathe deep. Everybody breathe deep. As I was saying several minutes ago, take what I'm saying and breathe it in deep enough that it goes further than here. Let it actually in because it's here. You will not be able to say at the end of Freedom7, I don't know, I think there was things missing. You just aren't going to be able to say that. The only thing you're going to be able to say, honestly, is I let it all in or I didn't. This is the stuff, man. We got the cookie. Right, young. So breathe, be focused, be attentive, and notice when you're not, and calm the fuck down. All right, then. With that being the case, that lets me redirect. Everybody's committing that they're going to get through those 7 hours, 6 hours roughly of watching, and an hour of doing. Ooh. Honey, we're going to need sparkly glitter stickers with unicorns and like a rainbow. We're going to need a rainbow on top for the people. Yeah. We're going to need rainbow stickers for this one. Man, you guys do that, and you are going to be playing a whole different game faster than you think is possible. So, let me then delete one of the notes I made a moment ago and focus on the other one. So I'm going to tell you this right now. Self-love is absolutely everything. And the self is the universe and the source of the universe. Puts a whole different spin on self-love, don't it? Still starts with the center of the universe. And I know you guys love me, but even though I'm pointing at myself, you are the center of your universe. You are. Face it. Look around. Yeah, thank you. If we only had the balls or the ovaries or whatever to tell mom that when we were little and she asked us, when dad said, hey, you think you're the center of the universe? Yeah. Of course, we would have probably got kicked across the room, some of us, but anyway, yeah. They were convinced that they were. So we couldn't be. And of course, they felt guilty for knowing that they were, because they knew you're not supposed to do that. So they had to be pissed off at us if we even began to allude to that. So self-love is the thing. Self-love is the thing. Self-love starts with self-acceptance. So you got to look at everything in life that you don't like and realize, oh, there's my pain right there. I don't like that thing. Oh, that's me. Ooh, I'm not liking myself. Shit, no wonder I'm suffering. All right, so I'm going to open up the floor in a couple minutes. I get to narrow down. This is really awesome. Quantum questions. A little bit of deep stuff on the quantum questions real quick here. So technically, every question is a quantum question by definition. Questions maneuver and manipulate the non-physical stuff of the universe to align into whatever it is that we're focused on. Ain't no fucking law of attraction. I'm sorry. I mean, if anybody wants to play with the law of attraction, you guys have so much fun, because there's no physical universe here either. We can do whatever the hell we want. Quantum questions take the lens of mind and aim it intentionally in the direction of what we're focused on and asking about. So we don't know it, but those of us with extra weight on our bodies are habitually, constantly, 24/7 asking the question on some level, why am I so fucking fat? Now, we would deny that because we're not aware, we're not in tune with the part of us, the level on which we're asking that question. Why is money so damn hard? Why is spirituality so confusing, and why am I so fucked up? We would say, no, we're not asking that question, but look at your results. Now, when you begin to understand what the mind is, the human mind, although there's no such thing as a human mind exactly. We're using English language, which is just like a hammer when sometimes we need a scalpel or tweezers. I do the best I can with it. The mind, okay, so infinite, unlimited, eternal being is projecting out of eternity, and it's projecting into time and space in every direction simultaneously. For us, for me, though, it projects as me. Here I am. And it projects as my physical body, my emotional body, my mental body, my universal body, which is all my body. It's all body. It's all the one. It's all me. Everything I ever see and experience and encounter is aspects and mirrors of myself. The only thing that makes there seem like there's anything is all the mirrors that I'm holding up with everything that I think and believe that I know. Now this is intense, what I'm sharing and about to share. It's intense. It's kind of like, in a way, like juggling 32 goldfish and a bowling ball at the same time. To hold it together and let it actually the universe is my body, but those words don't actually make any sense in another way, because you know, I am the source of all that is. I'm all that arises as that is, and I am that which makes it all possible and seems to be in the spaces between it all. It's a bunch of bullshit spiritual gobbledygook, and it's kind of essential though to get the next point. That is, how does all this shit get here? Like, if there's actually no physical universe, then why did I stub my toe? And what did I stub it on? And what's the thing I call toe? And what's the my that has a toe? The best picture I've seen so far, A Course in Miracles says that the body is a tool for communication. And when the need for that type of communication has ended, the body will no longer be. Interesting. A tool for communication and learning, basically. Which means we've set ourselves up to believe that things are the way they seem to be. And therefore, everything that I ever experience is everything that I believe. Now, you guys breathe in deep, because if you're not breathing deep, this is going to sound like a lecture. If you're breathing deep, you'll be having an experience with it. You'll know, because if you feel like, oh, when is he going to get this good shit? Then you're not breathing and tuned in totally. So I find myself seemingly at the center of all this shit that seems very real. And I'm convinced that there are things which are separate, and I'm one of them. But don't we sometimes have experiences of the oneness? Like we have an intuition or a synchronicity, coincidence. Those are words that we created from our idiotic unconsciousness to describe things that we very rarely experience, that we then think are rare experiences, when in fact it's something that we rarely tap into that is actually always there. The total oneness, the 24/7 guidance, the fact that I am creating it all. Another really awesome statement that A Course in Miracles says is that we're all living in a nightmare of physicality. Now, us positive spiritual people, we would deny that it's a nightmare. No. Except for the fact, have you ever noticed the wheelchairs and the ambulances and the police sirens and the blood and the broken hearts? Yeah, we're living in a nightmare to an extent. And it interestingly, A Course in Miracles says poetically that we cannot wake up from the dream until we change the nightmare to a happy dream. Now, I'm not going to get into all the metaphysics and complications of that. Just I see the looks on your faces. I see you guys going, oh, you just, the truth is self-evident. It sings in your cells when you hear it. So how then, I don't know about you, but here's what I think. The minute I hear, how do I make this shit into a happy dream? Quick, how do I do that? Well, first of all, focus on what you want to experience and keep focus on what you want to experience. Gratitude for what is, and an ever-present focus on what you want to experience more of. That way, when the horrific bad shit happens, you don't see it as horrific bad shit. You experience it as what it actually is, which is a stepping stone on the way to what you're asking for. Oh, Brian, I read your book and then all hell broke loose, this and that and it. What if that's what had to unravel so that you could step into what you want? But because you're judging it as a badness, only more of that can arise from it. Oh, And just so you know, I can tell who's breathing. And some of the rainbow stickers won't have purple. The ones who are really breathing deep, you're gonna get the full spectrum all the way out to purple. The others, you're just gonna get like, I don't know, blue to red. That's not gonna be cool. Yeah. You guys can see that chat if you want, but Rich just said as soon as you focus on what you want, everything you place in your path pops up. And that's some of the kind of clever esoteric shit that I came up with. So you know how Einstein says, if you've ever heard me say this before, no, you haven't. Hear it for the first time. Einstein says the significant problems we face cannot be solved by the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. Right? Now, we all know that. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't. There's a whole deeper level of knowing that changes everything. And that is the significant problems we face. Like, look at every word. Einstein didn't generally casually toss out stupidity like most of us have habitually done until we don't. The significant problems we face, we created them. And we ain't going to solve them by thinking like we always did. I love the way he hid when we created them at the very end to break our necks as we're already smiling and nodding and agreeing with him. Oh, wait, when I what? Well, what I had this incredible revelation a couple years ago doing one of the Conscious Creators programs, why people don't go for what they want is because when they do, they get their asses kicked. No, that's just not fun. Imagine every time you're about to get an orgasm, you got punched in the eye. Could we just not start, honey? Especially something you really want. You know? Oh, this is getting good. Not. Hey, and if that's your kink, you enjoy it. I'm not knocking you. You know, everybody's got to do it. I know we got some freaks among us here, so, you know, myself included, but that's a different topic. We are all adults here, right? Nobody's going to get shocked or offended. It will probably get worse, especially if we let Renita talk. But anyway, here I am. And I go to move towards what I want to experience. How could it be other than that I would come face to face with the things that are between me and that? Because if I am not experiencing something I want, there has to be something between me and that, right? And if I'm the only one here, then who must have put it between me and that? Now, exactly. Let's blame them, please, quickly. There's got to be someone we can blame, quickly. Let's all get together and decide who is not among us, that we'll point at them. So how do we do this? How does the mechanism work? Well, I had this really amazing phrase that came through, and I didn't even realize that I was saying something very, very close to what Einstein said. I didn't even realize it until I looked at them side by side. Love you, Andrea. And that is, when you go to take steps towards what you really want to experience, you are going to rapidly come face to face with everything you ever placed between yourself and that. Damn, I'm telling you, that's as big and crazy and twisted as Einstein's statement, if not more. And when we let it sink all the way, it was not just, okay, I think I've got that intellect. No. I mean, then it's an inevitability that when I go towards what I want to experience, I get to face and move through that which I placed between myself and that. The irony is that stuff's in me too. The only reason I got to face it and go through it is because it's me, and I pushed it away from myself and said it was bad, unconsciously. Now, there's a lot of ways to do that. There's a few ways to do that, but there are several. There's more than one way to do that, to actually kind of process that. And my question has been, like, how can I create the ultimate absolute life of freedom and magic and all for myself and for everybody around me that wants it? That's one of my core central focal points for my life. So I keep getting more of that, more ways to do it faster, straighter, more efficiently, more effectively. And man, when I landed on quantum questions, whew, an intentionally asked question that intentionally aims the infinite stuff only and exclusively into that which I want to experience. And sometimes it dissolves the shit that's between me and that without me even having to touch it. Now, I still must go through that stuff that is me, reintegrating them into me so that I can find that that thing that I always wanted was actually in me the whole time. Because where else could it be? So, who has experimented with quantum questions at all so far? Anybody? Yeah? Ooh, almost everybody. Who feels like a total ninja at it and has total mastery over it already? Nah, I'm still gaining mastery in it. I am close, though, I will say. And I feel the magic happening. So I'm gonna demonstrate a little bit and kind of shortcut the process with you guys a little bit so that you can get even more awesome, faster, better results. That sometimes this makes spell breaking not necessary, and other times it accelerates the awareness so that the spell break can be shorter, faster, more efficient, more effective. Okay, so let me see here. I think I know who it is, and so do you. Who's got something they really, 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 really want to change and modify as quickly as possible? All right, Stacy's hand went up first. All right, Stacy, talk at me. What is it?
I would say it's really owning my power, showing up, and being available to really succeed, you know, with what drives me, with what my passions are.
Okay.
So like we talked about last time, I've just been playing really small, and you know, the thing came up last week about when I looked at it since last time, is like I almost have like an attitude of apologizing for existing.
Pause if you will right there. Does anybody hear it in almost every word she says, or is it just me? Does anybody hear it in almost everything she says? Okay, so this is great. This is great, Stacy. Now we all kind of know this. Our shit is a lot more evident to everybody else than it is to ourselves, right? Right? Come on, we do know that. Yeah, you got okay. Right now, if I wasn't looking at a video and I had just drank some strong carrot and ginger juice, and I had a nice orange mustache. If I had one by chance and I wasn't looking at video, you guys would know it and I wouldn't. Right? Yes, sir. What is it? Aryan, talk to me quickly, please. I'm in the middle of my meeting. What is it? What, honey? What? Okay, everybody that I'm working with is waiting on me and I'm not able to hear you, and I've said 3 times what, so that means I need you to say it a little bit louder, please. I'm not able to hear you. Would you like for me to hear it or not? Or if it's important enough to interrupt me, next time say it where I can hear you, because I'm not going to be able to do what you're asking unless you do it in a way that I can hear you, okay? Love you. You guys trying to tell me something? Okay, so Stacy, it is very, very evident to others. And that's why we all look like a fool most of the time to the people closest to us. We either look like a fool or an idiot or crazy or psycho. I know, none of us. We do most of the time. Okay, they see our shit and they're like, what the hell? Now, they don't realize that we're manifesting theirs in front of them. But, you know, so there's this mirror of mirrors of mirrors. What's happening with you, Stacy, not diagnosing you at all, is you're pretty much accurate about what you're saying. That you have been apologizing basically for existing for a very long time. Right. And there's a lot of emotion there that you're doing your very best not to show and not feel. And you might as well just let yourself feel it, because the minute you feel it, you're going to start to move through it.
Well, I've been feeling it since last time.
Okay. So let yourself feel it.
Doing a lot of self-love.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm just going to poke you straight in the ribs. Because even with that, from the first word you said until now, you know I love you, yes? Right? I make no apology for grabbing you, okay? None. I love you, and I'm only here to help you, and you asked me to, and that's my reason, my motivation for saying and doing what I'm saying and doing, okay?
I want you to.
Okay. So basically, you're habitually and beautifully and masterfully spouting all this flowery spiritual bullshit, as well as any oming, meditating, namasteing fucker I have ever seen or heard in my life. I mean, like, so, like right now, if the technology existed, well, I could stop the other recording and go back. But like, when we do the replay and we go back to what you just said, I mean, no more flowery spiritual bullshit has ever been uttered. You know, giving myself permission. I'm not mocking you, I'm mocking us. Okay? Giving myself permission to show up in the world in ways that, you know, fuck that. You want to have fun. You want to have love. You want to have sex. You want to party. You want to rock. Man, you want to scream and yell and have a blast. Oh my God. And what if it's okay for you to exist? What if it's okay for you to exist? So I'm going to ask you some questions. I want you to just close your eyes. And if you want to, you can ask along with me. What's most important, though, is you tune totally into your body and feel what's happening as I'm asking you these questions, okay? Why is it okay for me to exist? Why is it okay for me to be? Why is it okay for me to show up the way I fucking want to? Why did I finally let in the truth that I am? And why did I finally decide to release all the programming and all the shackles and all the chains that I had ever taken on, with the help of others, of course? Why did I finally decide to lay all that bullshit down? And when I did, why did I feel so free? And when I finally stopped trying to be spiritual, why did I actually become the truly spiritual being that I actually am, rather than the one that I was trying to be? And why did everything get so simple? And why did everything get so clean? And why did my power become so straight and so aligned and so magical? Why did I finally let go of the idea that I have to be a certain way or act a certain way in order to be okay? Why did I finally stop thinking it wasn't okay for me to exist? Why did I finally let in that it is okay for me to exist? I already fucking exist, bitches. Get out the way. Why did I finally let that in? And when I did, why did everything change? Why did I begin to be what I actually am? And why is it so fun? And why do I come so loud? And why do I run so fast? And why do I jump so high? Why do I yell when I want to? And why do I say what the hell I want to say? And I don't really give a damn about what anybody else thinks about it. Why did I finally let that in? Why did I finally just start to say what the hell I think and feel the way I want to? Get out my way, bitches. Why did I finally do that? And why did I finally realize that actually the greatest love and service and all that spiritual bullshit that I was trying to do actually lies in me just being what I actually am, which gives everybody else permission to be what they actually are, rather than me continually teaching them that we should all be trying to apologize for existing. And why did I finally let all that shit go? And when I did, why did I find out what I was? And why did I start to be what I was? And why is it so easy and so fun for me to be what I am? Why do I love being what I am? Why did I finally lay down all the wrongnesses and all the badnesses and all the should be's, could be's, wish I would be? Why did I lay all that shit down? And when I did, why did I start to feel so damn good? Why do I feel so good? Why do I feel so fucking amazing? Why am I breathing deeper than I've ever breathed? Why am I expanding? My energy field is stretching and reaching further than it ever has. Why is my energy field reaching and expanding further than it ever has? Why am I letting it happen? Why did I finally realize it was okay for me to let my energy field go as far as it wants to go? Why did I finally stop playing small? and shrinking in to not piss off other people when the people that I pissed off they're not even around anymore. And I never did piss them off. That was just their perception. Why did I finally let that shit go too? Why did I finally wake up and realize that all the people who told me that it wasn't okay for me to be me didn't feel okay being themselves? And I took on their bullshit. Why did I finally realize that when I did, why did everything start to shift? And why did I start to shine? And why did I say, fuck it? I'm going to do it the way I want to do. I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to be loud, and I'm going to be boisterous, and I'm going to laugh. I'm going to snort when I fucking laugh if I want to, and I am going to say dumb shit and then laugh at myself from love, not from self-criticism. Why did I finally let all that in? And when I did, why did everything start to change? Why did I finally realize the truth that this is my universe, this is my life, everybody showing up in it is actually aspects of me? Why did I finally start to love myself and say that it's okay to be me exactly the way I am? Why did I finally let it in that I am? I already am. I don't have to find out if it's okay to be me. I don't have to find out if it's okay for me to do it this way or do it that. I don't have to do it any way to please or satisfy or make space for anybody else. They got their own space. I don't give a shit if they eat a candy bar with their pinkies. I don't give a damn if they scratch their butt in the middle of a movie. Why did I think that they cared about mine? Oh yeah, because those people that were scared and uncomfortable told me to tone it down, be quiet. But why did I finally let that shit go? Why did I finally realize the only reason I was doing that is I'm trying to please and pacify people that ain't even fucking around anymore? Why did I finally let that shit go? And when I did, why did everything start to change? Why do I have so much space and so much ease and so much grace? Why do I sometimes, when I'm around somebody who's trying to judge or criticize, why do I just want to look them in the face and say, fuck that? And why do I want to like really just stop being so damn spiritual all the time and so apologetic and so spiritual? Why don't fuck spiritual? Why did I finally let that shit go? I decided, you know what? I am a freak. I am an animal. I am a slut. I am a goddess. I am a queen. I am an angel. I am the source of it all, and I am at the mercy of none of it. Why did I finally let all that in? When I did, boy, why did everything just start to change and shift? Why did I start to breathe into parts of my body that I had shut down decades ago? Why did everything start to move? Why did I finally realize that it's actually completely, utterly, totally, and okay for me to be everything I am, everything I can be, and not give a shit what anybody thinks about it? And when I finally let that in, why did everything start to change and get so easy? And why did people start to respond differently? Why did I finally realize that I'm the one who was training them how to treat me like a little girl by not stepping up and saying, why do I finally realize, why did I finally let in the truth that I'm the one who was teaching them how to treat me like shit? I'm the one who was teaching them, I will tolerate your bullshit. Why did I finally wake up and realize I'm the one who taught them to step on me and treat me like a doormat and run all over me, and that what I want, they didn't do that to me. I did it. Why did I finally realize that? When I did, why did I decide to change it? When I finally realized and woke up, so it's okay for me to be me, I did realize I could behave any way that I want. I could completely change it in seconds. And when I changed it, why did everybody start to respond differently to me? Why suddenly is everyone around me treating me with more respect and more honor and more kindness and courtesy? And I just fucking send the other ones off. Why is it okay for me to send them off if they treat me like shit? Why do I no longer even think in terms of how they treat me? It's just a matter of that's how they're acting. That's how they feel. I'll make a choice. Do I want to be around this person or not? Why did I finally let that in? Mom, I love you so much. Fuck you and what you think. Dad, I love you so much. I respect you and honor you. Fuck you and what you think. I love you as an infinite, unlimited being. Get the fuck out of my life. I ain't listening to your shit no more. Why is that okay? And why did I finally get that's what they wanted me to do? They were only holding me down and pinning me down and criticizing and putting me down because that's what I asked for. Why did I finally realize that I created this whole thing? It was all me the whole time. I was getting exactly what I asked for. When I finally let that in, and I finally let it in, and I breathed it all the way down to my toes and my toenails. When I finally breathed it in and let it in, everything started to change. Why is life so easy here? Why are people already treating me different? Why is it that while I'm sitting here listening to these stupid ranting questions, people around me are starting to feel different towards me, and they don't even know why? Why can I feel in my guts, in my liver, in my kidneys, in my spleen, in the connective tissues of my gut? Why can I feel everything softening and relaxing and settling into place? Even now, as I breathe even deeper and I feel my face softening and I feel my aura lighting up and expanding and softening, and I'm even more beautiful than I ever was, and I'm going to be more attractive to some and less attractive to others, and I don't give a flippity shit because I ain't here to please nobody. Why did I finally let that in? Why did I finally open up and breathe deep enough and open my mind and my spirit and my soul and my awareness to actually move into those areas that I've been shunning and shutting down and closing off and pinching off? Why did I finally decide to step into those areas too and let myself be everything that I am and become and experience everything that I'm here to experience? Why did I finally let that shit in? And when I did, why did everything change so beautifully for me? Ooh. Ah. Ah.
Oh boy.
Keep breathing, keep breathing. That's not too much. It's not too much. All that energy you're feeling is actually the energy that's you, that you've been shutting off, pinching off, pushing back, pushing down, saying no to all the time. It's all you. Breathe so it can reintegrate.
Oh.
How you feeling?
Oh my God. Well, my hands are like shaking, like so much energy vibrating in my hands. And then I don't know, just a few seconds ago, like right here, my solar plexus or whatever you call this is like doing something really weird, like tightening, like my hand. Oh my God. And then, oh my God. And then, oh my God. And it's intensifying.
Good. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Now, here's the thing. This is where the breathing shines in its fullness. So by you breathing slower and deeper, you're expanding your own waves so that more of that can reintegrate. You don't have to go back to normal. Number one, you're never going to go back to normal. Although you could relapse a little bit. You could choose to, oh, okay, that was awesome. Now, can we get a little bit more to normal? You could choose that, or you can choose to breathe deeply enough that you really expand with it and actually stabilizes and builds new structures. Feel how much more space is in your body right now. Feel how much more space is in your body right now. And breathe even slower and even deeper. And Kate just took the words right out of my mouth. This high is your new low. This is where you start from now. You've been in that other place for a long time. And every time you rose up a little bit, you went, oh, well, I had a taste of that. But let me, I went to the Chopra seminar for 7 days and it was fascinating and I cried and everything, but I'm ready to go back home and back to normal now, right? There's no going back to normal. This high is your new low. What if it's okay to be here? What if it's actually okay to feel all this energy? Why is it okay to feel all this energy and to actually know that it's you? Why is it okay for you to expand to this place? Literally 10,000, 20,000 years of evolution in a matter of 15 or 20 minutes. Why is that okay? Why am I willing to let that be okay? And when I was ready to let that be okay, why did my structures in my body actually reorganize on a higher level, quantum leap, literally, like an electron jumping out to another valence, another distance around? Why did I finally let that happen? Why did I finally let that be okay? And why is it okay for me to actually feel this powerful? Why is it okay for me to feel this powerful and not go back to normal? Why is there no such thing as back to normal? And why is there no such thing as back? And why do I not give a shit what normal is? And what if this powerful feeling that I have right now is actually okay? What if this is actually what I was asking for? What if this is why I wanted to be in this program? And what if this is only the first step? What if there's infinitely more available to me? And what if it's not scary at all? Why did I finally realize that my fear of experiencing my greatness is a thing of the past and there is no past? So I have no fear of my greatness. Why did I finally realize that I'm an infinite, unlimited being and it's okay for me to feel like it, to experience it, to speak of it, to feel it in my bones, and to breathe in such a way that supports it? And why, when I let that in, why did everything change? And even as my mind says, "Ooh, well, you have your little party, but we know we're going back to normal." Why do I just reach out and hug that little one who feels that fear and say, "It's okay, honey. I understand. Of course you feel that way." And I just love her too. Why am I mastering ever more quickly and effortlessly embracing and loving those little ones as they arise, as opposed to thinking it means something? Why did I finally let that in too? Why did I finally begin to automatically embrace the one who cries, the one who yells, the one who screams, the one who fusses, the one who whines, the one who says that's not okay, the one who feels terrified? Why did I finally let that in? Why did I finally let it in that I can love and embrace that? Why do I realize that if I wanted to, I could actually go 10,000% beyond this in the next 5 minutes? And right now, I'm actually okay integrating this one. Why did I finally realize that in the same way as there was no floor on the hell that I could sink into, there is no ceiling on the heaven I can rise into right now? And no time needed for the journey. Why did I finally let that shit in too? Now, all of you are integrating this in your own way, at your own pace. Some of you very open, some of you not so much. That's okay. Ain't no right or wrong way to do this. Just know that when I'm working with one person, I'm always working with you. Keep breathing, Stacy. It's okay. All right, so now go eye to eye with me, Stacy, and breathe. You hear me apologizing for existing? You see me flinching away? Toning down my language so that I don't make anyone uncomfortable. I love and I honor everyone who wants to be a Christian. I love them and their choice. Everyone who wants to be a Buddhist, everyone who wants to be a humblist. I love and respect everyone who makes a choice to be a Satanist or a spiritual or a whatever, law of attractionist. It's all good. Just enjoy yourself, have fun. Everybody wants to play small. I'm no longer going to play small so they can feel comfortable. I don't go preaching to people that don't want this. My mission is very, very clear, and it includes the phrase, those who are ready for it. Don't try to make, keep reading, Stacy. This is one of those things. You know that statement, may all beings be happy, may all beings be blessed. You know that statement? You familiar with that one? Okay. Bull motherfucking shit. That's bullshit. The Bodhisattva vow, utter, total, and complete imprisoning bullshit. I will forsake enlightenment until all else is enlightenment. I'm going to stay and suffer. Who the fuck came up with that one? I'll bet you $100 million it wasn't the Buddha. When you say, may all people be happy, You disrespect the 78.3% of the people on the planet who are very intentionally choosing to be unhappy for now. Now, if I was going to become a Buddhist, I would have to say, may all who want to be happy. Because trying to help people be happy who don't want to be happy, that ain't love. That ain't help. So, Stacy, I'm going to have you, if you will, play along. I'm going to have you finish 1 or 2 sentences from me, okay? And the way this game works, I'm going to start the sentence, and then just as quickly as you can, without trying to get it right, because you can't, nor can you get it wrong, you just say the first thing that comes to you that you feel, okay? Okay? I'm afraid that if I really show up and shine,
Others will be jealous.
and I'm afraid that if others are jealous,
I'll feel horrible.
and I'm afraid that if I feel horrible,
And it's my fault.
and if it's my fault,
I'm a bad person.
and if I'm a bad person,
I shouldn't be here.
and if I shouldn't be here,
Then I have to be invisible.
or I'm afraid that
I wasn't supposed to exist.
okay.
It's a mistake.
Okay. So this boils down to not existing. In other words, dying. Now, if we really look at this, if we cut out all the intervening bullshit, I'm afraid that if I show up, I'll die.
So I'm getting that happened in another lifetime.
That is entirely possible, and fortunately for us, irrelevant. That's just more spiritual bullshit. And I'm just, because listen, we can theorize about all that all you want. Do you want to theorize and figure out why it is, or do you want to be free and happy?
Free and happy.
All right. So more likely, although we don't care, none of us care, including you when you're being aware, you probably looked really nice one morning when you were 2 years old, and a brother or sister or cousin or friend got pissed off that you got complimented and they didn't, and they stole your rainbow unicorn sticker. Or kicked you in the shins. Doesn't matter.
You're right. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. What matters is, wow, fuck, I've been feeling that how long? Wow, and that doesn't even matter. What matters is I just became aware of this, and now I can choose consciously. Why is it okay for me to be fucking sexy? Why is it okay for me to be hot? Man, why is it okay for me to be gorgeous and brilliant and as wealthy as I want to be? Why is it okay for me to have everything I want? Why is it okay for me to be a freak in the sheets? Why is it okay for me to be as nasty and dirty and freaky and clean and shiny and perfect and beautiful and amazing and sometimes ugly? Because none of them are actually real in the first place. I've been spending my life trying not to be something that I thought that I would get in trouble for being, which actually doesn't exist, but other people think it does, so I bought the bullshit. Now, everybody else that's playing at your own level of playing, I really hope for your sake and for your benefit, for you getting everything out of the session, that you are applying this to your own. Okay, now I've tapped on this one a couple times. I'm going to tap on it a couple times more, okay? And again, I make no apologies. I just know some people can feel uncomfortable about this. Tough shit. Breathe deeper, okay? Mostly women in this group. I don't know if you guys have noticed, okay? Every woman on this planet is a goddess and a slut. Like it or not. Every woman on this planet is a queen and an angel and a murderer. Every one of us, man and woman, is the killer and the killed, and the rapist and the rapee, and the freak and the saint. Every single one of us. If you got a problem with that, let's talk about it. The only reason why we have a problem with it is because someone told us it was bad. When they said slut, and then there was embarrassment and shame and all that stuff. But a happy woman loves the fact that she's a slut in the times and place that she wants to be. Now, see, this is where everybody kind of locks up. Maybe I should tone it down so I don't freak you guys out. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. We are everyone. There's only one here, guys. And what if, Stacy, what if you're absolutely beautiful? And what if you're absolutely fucking ugly? Because haven't you felt both? You're actually neither, just so you know. Neither of those actually exist. You're what you are. And some are going to look at you and go, oh my God, she's so fucking gorgeous. And others are going to be like, I prefer this. The magic is when you don't give a shit. It ain't whether you're pretty or not. It ain't whether you're ugly or not. It's when you don't give a damn. It ain't about whether you're an angel or a slut. It's when you actually don't care. Ah, that's your perception of me. Thank you for sharing. Next time, tell me after I ask. And if I don't, keep it to yourself. A really good one is, oh, I'm sorry, did I say something that made you think I was curious about your point of view regarding me? Oh, I'm being totally ignored. That's a dog with focus right there.
He's got both hands on my heart.
I see that. Like mama's different. Mama, you okay? Well, this is awesome. How you feeling, Stacy?
I feel free.
I'm not sure if I like that. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Who asked you?
That's a good damn question. I'll go along with that. I hear anybody ask for my opinion about that. It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
So now think about those feelings that
the amount of energy. Oh my God.
Well, that's you. Now listen, everybody extrapolate this and interpolate this for yourself, so I could say big words and sound semi-intelligent. Take this for yourself. What areas have I been choking off my energy so long that I didn't even know I was using all my energy to choke off all of my energy? Ain't much energy left. And then I have to cope with the insanity of what I create from that place. And I ain't got no damn energy because I'm holding all my energy to hold all my energy down. Well, that's the only way to hold an infinite, unlimited being down, which is you. And man, you see how those questions freed it up? Whew. A couple of you guys look like you just smoked a really, really, really good joint right now. So I know I'm totally doing my job here. That's an awesome thing. Okay. All right. So keep breathing, Stacy. Who feels something very strongly that they need to say right now? It doesn't matter whether it's on that topic related or maybe it's their own issue. Okay. Kate beat you by about a millisecond, Rich.
Stacy, I watched you become so alive and beautiful just now, and I feel blessed to have witnessed it. I felt so much energy for you. It was awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you, lady. I just can't even put it into words.
I love you. I love you.
Yes, love, 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 love so much.
You're awesome. That makes me awesome because you're awesome.
Yes.
Wow. So maybe it's okay for you to be awesome. But not because we think so. Not because we think so. Okay. Who else has a strong feeling of something that they need to say? Maybe it's asking for help. Maybe it's your issues ready to come up, or what is it? Okay. Rich got you by half a second that time. What you got, Rich?
Up until now, I've experienced every time I make more money or I feel resources coming in, they go out as fast as they come in.
I just want you to notice on the replay, and everybody else, if you guys didn't notice, it's important that we all tune 100% into the person talking, no matter what, okay? I want you to notice, Rich, that you started by doing a very good spiritual job of putting it in the past, and then every other word you said was in the present.
I know.
Up until now, let me tell you what happens.
Yep.
Yeah, it's important to notice. Okay, that's what we do until we start to catch on. And we all know that saying it in the past doesn't make it go away, doesn't guarantee it's going to stop. It just guarantees that you're no longer perpetuating it with your mouth, which is one of the energies that we've been doing. Okay, so you've been having money show up and then be gone through imaginative, creative ways that you probably couldn't even have figured out for yourself had you tried, right?
Right.
Tire goes bad and, whatever else, right? That kind of shit. Okay. So you have heard me share about this topic before, and for some reason I'm feeling to share the three angles of this. That there's angle one is that the vast majority of people just can't make fucking money. And then there's a much smaller group that makes it and lose it, makes it lose it. And then there's that tiny group that money's no issue. They sabotage themselves in other ways. Okay?
Group one for me.
Huh?
Group one for me.
Well, it sounds to me like two for you. What? So you're saying wait. You're saying that you want it and you don't get it, or you're getting it and or you're losing it?
I want it, and then when I get a pay raise or I get a bonus or when I get things coming in that direction, either the things that were coming in that direction stop, or I find, like you said, imaginative, excuse my speaking here, imaginative ways of making it disappear or feeling that it needs to go somewhere else.
Okay. So that's really you're in the first two groups. You're kind of overlapping the first two groups. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So close your eyes and sit back and relax and breathe. So let's say it all in the present right now first. You know, I go to make money and it either doesn't come or I find a creative way of losing it. If you'll say that out loud and feel your body.
When I do make money, I either lose it or I find ways of getting rid of it.
Okay. How do you feel?
Not good.
Can you lower the volume on your computer a little bit? Yeah, just lower your speaker. Lower it to where you can hear me. All right. So blah 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 blah. As long as you can still hear me, but yeah, that's better. I was echoing really loud through there. Okay, so relax. And when you say that out loud, when you say out loud, when I go to get money, but I lose it. Let's just do that straight through. I go to get money and I either lose it or I just don't even get it. Let's do that again.
Go to make money and I either lose it or I just don't get it.
Okay. How do you feel?
Awful.
Okay. Awesome. The good news is that that's because it's a lie. Okay. But that's helpful to know it's a lie. And it's totally not what you want to experience. So now breathe and let your body soften and let yourself become even more aware and just soften everything and say up until now, when I would go to make money, I either wouldn't get it or I would lose it. Thanks, Suki.
Up until now, when I make money, I would either lose it or I wouldn't get it.
And how do you feel saying that?
Somewhat better.
Somewhat better. That's a little bit lighter. Like prefer that feeling a little bit more, huh?
Oh yeah, I definitely prefer that more.
All right. Now, do you have any food in the fridge?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Any gas at all in any vehicle?
Yes, in all vehicles.
All right. You got a pillow to put your head on tonight? With a roof over your head?
Yes, I know I'm very blessed.
At least for today. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have the means to stand up and go pee unassisted if you wanted to right now?
I do.
Not that that's necessary for life, because there's plenty of people that need help to pee. They're living a great life. Just okay. And do you have the ability, if you wanted to actually do something tomorrow to generate money?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Upper 1% of people on the planet, which is pretty cool. That's good news. Okay. So if you would just say out loud while you're breathing nice and deep, say out loud, up until now, I perceived that I had issues around money.
Up until now, I perceived that I had issues around money.
But I have no idea.
But I have no idea.
I really don't know.
I really, truly don't know.
Maybe it was something else the whole time. Maybe
it was the whole time.
Right, maybe I felt something, and so I was using that to affect my money situation. This one you don't even have to say out loud. I'm just winging it here. So maybe, who knows? Maybe I didn't feel deserving. Maybe I didn't feel like I really deserved anything. Or maybe I felt like I deserved only a tiny little bit. And the minute that I went to get any more than that, I would shut myself down out of a feeling of not deserving. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. So I've been listening to Brian for a while, and I've done some other self-help stuff. And I've heard that I'm the universe and that everything's possible. And I've heard all this stuff. And why did I finally, in that session with Brian, why did I finally let in that I actually am the universe and that I am all the money that's ever been and will ever be, and that money actually doesn't exist? It's all an illusion. It's a game. Why did I finally let that in? And when I did, why did I start to breathe so easy? And Why did my gut start to soften and relax? Why did I finally realize that no one ever hindered me about money other than myself? And that's actually okay, because that means I can change it anytime I want. And when I finally realized that, why did it start to change automatically by itself right in that very moment? Why can I breathe right now and actually feel that there is literally nothing but unlimited money and source of unlimited money, even beyond all the money that's ever been and will ever be, the source of it inexhaustible right here, right now. And I don't need to think about tomorrow or the next day or yesterday. Why did I finally let that in? And when I did, why did my energy realign to actually let that reality in? Why did I finally say, I'm okay deserving whatever the hell I want? I deserve it all. It's all mine in the first place. It was just a game that I chose. Why did I finally let that shit in? And when I did, why did everything change? Why do I feel ease and grace? Why do I feel so innocent right now? Why are all of my thoughts and feelings that created a lack of deservingness, why are they all dissolving? Even as I sit here breathing right now, with every exhale, the undeservedness is flowing right out with the exhales. All the unlovability and all the undeservability is flowing out with every exhale. Why did I finally let that happen? Why did I finally let the day be the day that it began to shift? And why am I okay with it shifting at its own speed and knowing that I can accelerate it by my choice? And I'm okay with letting it take as long as it wants or as fast as it wants, and knowing that I can even change that. Why did I finally let that in? And why am I so cool? Why am I happy and going to be happy if I make the exact same amount that I'm making right now for the rest of my life? Why am I choosing to be happy with that? Why am I absolutely happy? And if I should have the illusory perception of making it and losing it, or making it and not getting it, why, if I allow that perception to continue for another day or a week or a month, am I going to be totally happy and laugh about it? Why am I no longer at the mercy of that? Why am I no longer a victim of it? Why did I finally let it in? And why did I finally let it soak all the way down into my mind, my body, and my soul? That I am the source of all that money. I'm the source of all the challenges to that money. I'm the source of all the seemingly blockages to that money. And I'm okay with all of it. And why do I know so deeply that when I become okay with it, only then can I change it? Why did I finally let that in? I've been hearing it. I've been thinking it. Why did I finally let it in? Why was today the day that I let in the fact, the overwhelming, beyond factual fact, the cosmic awesomeness that I am the only one that was ever hindering myself? And maybe it was exactly what I wanted. In fact, if that's what I was getting, it had to be what I wanted, because nothing can happen to me. It can only happen for me. Why am I letting this in like never before? And why will I now look at money, any amount of money, and not think it's large or small? I simply think that's mine. That's mine. And I'll let myself have it when I'm ready. And why do I know that that alone is enough to start to reduce the resistance and release the hindering and have it dissolving even in real time, even as I'm breathing and looking and saying, that's mine, that's mine. Oh, wow, look at that Ferrari going by. That's mine. Totally mine. I'm letting that guy use it right now. Oh, look at that mansion. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm letting them live in that and enjoy it. The fact is, they're me living in a different way. And if they're doing it, I can do it. And if I don't, I'm okay with that. And it's the making peace with the moment that actually frees me up to change it. And why did I finally let that in? That I no longer have to judge myself. I no longer have to beat myself up or apologize to my partner or my family or anyone else for my fuck-ups because they're not fuck-ups. Why did I finally let in that if they didn't want that experience, they wouldn't have chosen to be watching me while it happens? Why did I finally let that in that I got nobody to apologize for? I've made no mistakes. I'm not fucking up. I'm not doing anything wrong. It's exactly flawlessly perfect. Not only is it flawlessly perfect, it's exactly the way I set it up. And if I set it up, I can change it, but not by fighting it, not by judging myself for it. I have to let go of the resistance. So why did I finally let go of the resistance? Why do I feel my neck loosening, my shoulders loosening? Why do I feel my hips actually loosening up and all the in my thighs and my legs and my hips and my butt and my back? Why do I feel all those muscles actually softening and loosening and relaxing as I release the resistance to the money, and I release the resistance to not having it, and I release the resistance to having it, and I release the resistance to the idea of it. And I finally know that just by breathing and allowing myself to relax on a level that I never have before, I can tune in to what I was actually doing and make a different choice. If I'm tied up in judging myself, if I'm tied up in thinking it's a badness or a wrongness, if I'm tied up in looking at what it means and what it says about me as a man, and if I'm looking at any of that, I don't have my resources available to do anything to change it. So why did I finally let that in? Why did I finally let it sink all the way from my crown to my root? Why in this very moment and in every moment following is that energy releasing from my body, reorienting and reintegrating on a higher level with greater ease and grace and freedom? Why am I literally as wealthy as I allowed myself to be? And why do I realize if I allowed this level, I can allow any level? Why did I finally let that shit in? And why, as I release the tension, do I find the space to move? And in that space to move, I can change it from relaxed ease and grace. I could never tighten up enough and battle enough against myself to put myself at peace. Why did I finally let that in? I was never, ever going to beat myself up bad enough to make myself a winner. Why did I finally let that in? Why did I finally let in that all that stuff they taught me about being tough only makes me hard on myself and others? Why did I finally let that in? Why did I finally learn and let in that power has nothing to do with tough? Why did I finally let in that women that are trying to be strong women miss out on the fact that they're infinitely powerful goddesses? And why did I finally let in that men who are trying to be tough are actually just hard on themselves and others? Why did I finally let that in? I realized I can be soft on myself. I can actually forgive myself for everything I've ever done because I haven't done anything wrong. Why did I finally let that in? And when I did, why did everything change? And why can I continue to let this in more and more every minute? And why did I finally choose that? And when I did, why did everything change? Why did I meet my next perceived failure with laughter? And that made it not a failure. That made it a stepping stone to what I wanted more of. Why am I willing to give my 5-year-old boy the hug that my parents just didn't have to give? The people around me didn't have to give. Why can I finally give my inner 2-year-old girl, 3-year-old girl, 5-year-old girl, my inner 2-year-old boy, my 1-year-old boy, my 4-year-old boy? Why did I finally decide to be the one to give the hugs to those little ones that the people around me just did not have to give? And why do I realize that that's actually enough? I can heal the past in the present and free my future right now. And why did I finally decide from this moment forward, every time I fuck up, I'm going to realize I didn't? Why did I finally decide that from this moment forward, every time I make a mistake, I'm going to realize real quickly that I didn't? And then I'm going to laugh. And then I'm going to celebrate what is happening with gratitude. Why did I finally let that in? And when I did, why did everything change? why did I finally quit thinking about what others were going to think about my fuck ups, which only compounded the illusion that they were fuck ups in the first place? Ain't nobody on this planet ever going to give any of us as much hell as we give ourselves and tell ourselves that they were going to give us. Nobody. They don't actually care that much. And the ones who do are only doing it to voice out loud so that we can hear what we secretly believe about ourselves. So why do I now view the criticism of others as actually their kindness to voice that which I secretly believe about myself? So that I can become aware of what I was thinking and telling myself behind the scenes. Why did I finally let that shit in? If I could have done different, I would have. And that frees me up that now I can. I don't owe my partner any apology for how I provide or don't provide because they chose this with me. Until they leave, they chose this with me. And if they don't clean it up in themselves, when they leave, they're just going to find it again. So I'm not doing anything wrong to anybody. I don't owe anything to anybody. I cannot be ugly enough to make people who believe they're ugly feel beautiful. I cannot feel ugly enough or try to make myself ugly enough to pacify people who believe they are ugly so that they'll feel beautiful. I cannot make enough money to make somebody ever respect me. We don't even know that the vast majority of our motivations are not ours. We don't know that we're unaware of the majority of our motivations. And we don't know that the vast majority of the motivations which we have, which we're not aware of, are not ours. So what if I had just let all that shit wash down the river over the falls of what the hell was that I don't even remember anymore. And I look in this moment and I say, I don't really know what happened in any of those previous financial situations. I don't really know. I mean, I know what my story is. I know what my perception is, but that shit ain't been serving me too well. Now that I look at it.
What if I respect for myself?
Huh?
What if what if I don't feel that I get the resources that I need to respect myself?
Well, how could you when you were convinced of those things about yourself? So why is it okay for you to exist? Close your eyes and breathe. Why is it okay for me to exist? Why is it okay for me to be here? Why is it okay? Why is it okay for me to exist? Why is it okay for me to be here? Why is it okay for me to be the height that I am? Why is it okay for me to smell the way I do after 3 days without a shower? Why is it okay for me to be as tall as I am, as short as I am? My dick is the size that it is. My knees make the noises they make when I stand up or sit down. My farts smell like this when I've been eating specific foods. Why is it okay for me to be like that? Why is it okay for me to be exactly what I am, who I am, where I am? Why is it okay for me to live where I live? Why is it okay for me to have the couch that I have and the bed that I have and the pillows that I have? Why is it okay for me to choose what I'm going to do with my time? And why is it okay? Why do I finally let in that it's okay? Because the minute I let in that it's okay, I can realize that I'm the one who was doing it the whole time. Even the stuff that I didn't know I was doing. Why is that okay? And why can I let all of that be okay? Why can I let it be okay? Completely okay, even if nobody around me is okay with it. And why do I secretly know that the minute I'm okay with it, even when no one else is okay with it, they suddenly become more okay with it? Why am I finally letting myself remember that and realize, oh yeah, that's actually true? If Stacy didn't feel like it wasn't okay to look the way she looks, nobody around her would be showing her that it's not okay to look the way she looks. If you didn't think that you had to generate X money to be okay, you wouldn't be making it hard for you to generate money.
Got it.
So you just start to love yourself, man. You start to love yourself so much that you notice that the resistance is falling away. You start to love yourself so much that when you find yourself doing the biggest fuck up you've ever done, you are shocked and amazed to find that your first response is that you laugh out loud and hug yourself and breathe deeply, as opposed to the things you mastered in the past. Listen, most of us have learned, Rich, you can open your eyes, go eye to eye with me. Most of us have learned through weird, crazy fucking childhoods that when we fucked up, if we would beat up ourselves bad enough, they'd stop beating us up. If we would cry loud enough, they would stop saying no or hitting us. If we would seem sorry enough,
Or hang our shoulders low enough. Put our head down enough.
then they would stop beating us or criticizing us or browbeating and condemning and criticizing us. So we became ninjas at self-criticism. And because we didn't deal with the source of the criticism, which is myself in the first place, we left those fuckers 30 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, some of us. We left those crazy fucks that gave birth to us and made our lives a living hell at home. We left them years ago. Some of them aren't even in their bodies anymore, but we find replacement abusers who are only abusing us to make us aware that that's what we're secretly saying to ourselves. Ain't nobody ever given you a criticism that wasn't the exact words you're saying to yourself unconsciously. There is nobody that has ever said a mean phrase to you that hurt your feeling who wasn't saying something that you unknowingly are saying about yourself to yourself behind your own back. They're just...
And we let people abuse ourselves just as much as we will let ourselves abuse.
Exactly, and no more. Exactly, and no more. And one of the most powerful concepts. Okay, now I'm going to wrap today with this. Everybody breathe. Everybody breathe. I'm going to wrap today up with this. Like everything else, it doesn't matter if you've heard me say this before. It doesn't matter. This might be the time you hear it. Imagine you're 5 years old, 6 years old, and you get to school, and somebody kicks you in the butt, and everybody laughs, and you go, what the hell? Why'd they kick me in the butt? And then a little bit later, someone kicks you in the butt. You're like, what the hell? And finally, you touch your butt, and you realize, oh, my God, somebody put a kick me sign, put it in my chair with tape, and I sat on it, and I've been walking around with a kick me sign on my ass all morning. No wonder people kicking me in the ass. Now, spiritually, psychically, we go around through life with a beacon, only instead of on our butts, it's a beacon broadcasting out around us through the universe. And it says brilliant things like, show me it's not okay for me to be good looking. Please show me that I'm not lovable and that my opinion doesn't matter. Please disrespect me and make me your doormat. And that shit broadcasts 24/7. And the people who come into our orbits, infinite, unlimited mirrors of us that we created for that moment, they walk up and they slap the shit out of us. Or they say, I love you so much, I'm never going to leave. Bye, sucker. Or they secretly gather together in groups and say, she's such a bitch. Or they snatch our money away right before we get it.
Dude,
Hello.
Hey, hey. Or they snatch our money away right before we get it. And all they're doing is secretly, they cannot say it because they cannot violate the code of being a cell in your body. So what they're actually doing is they're saying, hey, listen, I know that it looks like I'm disrespecting you and taking your money before you get it. But actually what I'm doing is I'm showing you that you have a sign on your ass that says, please take my money before I get it so I can feel like a total financial failure because I don't believe I deserve it. But I can't do it myself. I need you to do it for me. And I see that sign on you. So I'm going to do that for you. But I'm not going to tell you that's what I'm doing because then I'd be violating the code.
funny that you say that because that literally happened to me. And then friends that I thought were friends did it again.
Oh, no, that's real friends. That's real friends. They're willing to do that for you because that's what you're commanding them to do behind your own back. They didn't do anything wrong.
Remember, until just now.
Okay, so when we begin to thank them for doing that for us, as opposed to cursing them for doing that to us, when you make peace with where you are, you release all resistance to what is. And in that moment that you release the resistance to what is, the energy that you've been using to resist what is becomes your energy again, and you suddenly have space to actually make a choice and change what is into what you prefer. But not while you're sitting telling yourself the story about what they did to you. And I know that's easier on some topics than others, right? Well, no, that's just how we perceive it. We sure as hell perceive that it's easier on some topics. Ain't nobody ever made Renita a doormat other than her asking them to do it because that's what she believed about herself. Ain't nobody ever made it hard financially for Rich or Brian or Jill other than the fact that we broadcast the signal saying, please do this seemingly to me because it's what I believe. And I need reminders to help me to realize what I believe about myself. A really powerful question to ask that doesn't involve self-beating up is, wow, what would I have to believe in order to have people continue to do this for me? What kind of signal might I be sending out? If this is what I'm getting repeatedly, what kind of signal must I be putting out? See, that puts you back in the responsible position, which you actually are. And just the questioning is not how did I attract this? No. That's not what I'm saying. What's wrong with me that I made this happen again? No. What signal would someone have to be putting out in order for this to keep coming back to them again and again and again from different people? Liberation. If I shine, I'm dead. But we complicate the hell out of that. Well, if I shine, then I shouldn't do that. If I can hide 8 of those from myself, not me doing it. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it here. Awesome, amazing, magic, beauty, miracles. Very few poop jokes, only a couple pee references. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Rich and Kate, for stepping out today with the first raised hands. Everybody, you will get your chance. Thank you. I will give you the link. So I will go into, I'm going to start these videos converting, and then I will go into the group and put the link with the previous Freedom7 sessions. Stay warm, Lauren. I love you guys.
Love your way.
Namaste, everybody.